Ew.
Wow, you're gonna work out the first try. Oh, maybe because I tried the other one.
Uh, Everything good?
Yes, sir. Ready to get into these topics.
Uh-huh. I don't know where to even start at. We just want to start with the hip hop or the sports or.
Don't even matter.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Head for the Hills podcast.
What's going on, peoples?
Um, it's a lot of shenanigans going on today, so I feel like fuck it, might as well go ahead and get the little super serious topic out the way first, and then try to keep it lighthearted from that point on and whatnot.
Okay.
So I know you heard about the young mother that was killed by her toddler by her baby father's loaded gun. Um, Young mother was doing a Zoom call. I don't know if it was for a job interview or if it was for her actual job. And people said that they noticed that they heard a loud bang and she just fell back out of the screen view or whatever. And after several minutes of attempting to try to call her and get a response, they said there was no response. So they ended up calling the 911. Authorities got there and learned that she had gotten shot in the head, pronounced dead at the scene. Um, the gun was recovered. It belonged to the child's father, and hasn't been an update yet, so we don't know if there's going to be charges against the father or something like that. And in these situations, it's a tricky situation because these situations they tend to not charge the father, like well charge the person for something like that happens, even though I think we both agree that something he should be punished some type of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So how do you feel about this situation?
I'm deeply saddened by this, man. It sucks, man. Like, I'm not the biggest gun person, and especially because reasons like this, people just being irresponsible with it. Like, how is that in the reach of a kid? You know what I'm saying? A toddler. It's like you don't have no. I'm not sure what kind of weapon it was. So like, why? You know what I'm saying? No safety and nothing. That should be like locked up in a box, a cabinet, or something,
Right.
tucked away from kids' point of view, sight, and stuff like that. And it sucks. And if he is in charge, that's like that's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like he definitely should be brought up on charges for that. That's crazy. Cause
Yeah. So even if it's not for the murder itself, at least something. You know what I'm
right, he
saying?
got so many other things like just the handling of that weapon. You know what I'm saying?
I just couldn't imagine like something. The thing is, we know that eventually everybody has to die,
Right.
but for something to be completely like so random, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
something that could be easily avoided, preventable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's definitely sad. Like I was telling you, I had a very similar situation close to me happen like that with one of my bros, and his baby mother's cousin was keeping a gun in her house. You know what I'm saying? And my bro, one of his sons, ended up finding the gun and was playing with it, and his other son was trying to wrestle it away from him, and ended up getting shot in the leg. And
Mm.
yeah, he survived or whatever, but it was like this the traumas that it brings to everybody involved is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then him getting shot in the leg in a certain spot to the point where he couldn't walk for a few months, and now he got to learn how to walk all over again, the rehab, and he's just a kid going through this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, in the bring it back to this situation is like it's a toddler that just killed his own mom, and
Right.
and he's going to wonder eventually when he gets older, man, where's mom at? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's a sad. sad situation, bro. I
And,
couldn't.
and then if it's brought up to him, I'm not sure if the handlers are going to tell him what actually happened and find out that you did it. You know what I'm saying? Granted, you know what I'm saying, he didn't do it on purpose, but like that still going to hold a burn on him. That's going to
Yeah,
weigh heavy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Would you want somebody to tell you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I
You?
would. I would not. I would not want to find out that I killed my own mother.
Right. That sucks. And then
Yeah.
like couple days later or whatever, seen a viral clip of like two girls like on IG Live or Facebook Live or something like that. All of them in the camera, you know what I'm saying, talking to their following, their fans, friends or whatever. And then you see like a kid, toddler, walk up to the couch and grab a gun just off the couch. And good thing one of them was paying attention and was able to get the gun away from the kid before anything happened. But it's just like, how is this stuff happening? Why do you have weapons just
Right. And
out in
he
the open, just so easily attainable? You know what I'm saying? Not speaking of your bro situation, but just the two
right.
yeah.
Right. Well, my bro, his situation that's a situation he had to take up with his child's mother and her cousin because that's who it
Right.
was. You know what I'm
Yeah, that's why I say
saying?
I want to let people know who listening is
Oh
a little
yeah,
bit
yeah.
different. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, it's I don't I don't know like because like you said, you got lock boxes, and if you wanted to have like certain access points, you can have it around. Just have it up. You know, the kids aren't 7 feet tall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So put it in a place where you know you can reach it if need be, and the kid's not reaching. Like the shit where like the shit's on the couch
Right.
or the shit's on the table.
Yeah. And then it's
Like
like certain weapons, right? You gotta like kind of cock it back to have it one ready in the head, right?
right,
That's
right.
like part of like preventative. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to have the joint like that anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're
And
ready to go to war.
yeah,
Something, but
that's the only
shit.
thing I was about to say. Like, unless you just live in that kind of area, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if you ain't around it, you know what I'm saying? Take the measurements,
Right,
put it up, put the
right.
safety on it, take the
And
one out the head.
and one thing and one thing we all as like a people we tend to do is we tend to think like this kind of shit won't happen to you,
Yeah.
you know. So you tend to start being a little reckless and this and that. Oh, it's not gonna happen to me. And then, although it didn't happen to him, it happened to probably the next closest thing to him. You know,
Yeah.
the mother of his child. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, but still, yeah, that's him though. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it
saying? That's
is.
just it's gonna affect him crazy too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. And he's gonna have to take on those two kids
Right.
and
He gotta live with that too. Like, damn, my recklessness. You know
like,
what I'm saying? I don't know their relationship. Like, could have been like the love of his life, my child's mom.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
right,
a heavy burden to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
right. And when they were posting like the articles and nothing, shout out to the people who wrote the articles because normally you will get some back talk, like some drama talk as far as like how the relationship was, but it was said like the relationship was good and strong. You know what I'm saying?
True, true, true.
So you know, just nobody's perfect, but
Right.
you really gotta do the little things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like, cause like not being perfect could cost you something like that. So it's like no threshold, no leniency with stuff like that. When you involve in the guns and stuff like that, you got to be A1 with it. It's a responsibility that's should be held with having these weapons, man.
Hmm. Yeah. So and I guess today's podcast is gonna be filled. I guess around a lot of different like controversies, but that was going to be the biggest, most serious one, technically, because somebody lost their life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So from somebody losing their life to somebody receiving threats about losing their life, there's a Rihanna lawsuit going on. She's been sued, her and her Fenty. company, which was sponsoring a concert for a Muslim artist. Um, the Muslim artist had warned that a song that she was performing needed to have some of the beat tracks modified because they included um, offensive Muslim chants in the beat. So after being made aware of the situation, I'm assuming this was just a mistake, a blunder. We're just going to assume that. Was sent the original song anyway. So when she was performing it, of course, the Muslim people didn't take too, kindly to this and began to start a frenzy. And then from that point on, she says she's been receiving death threats about being decapitated, head cut off, limbs cut off, suffering a great deal of trauma before being murdered, and all of this. So she's suing Rihanna and them for 10 million. Rihanna has, I seen this, we just seen this when we was looking this topic up a few minutes ago, has issued a public apology for the mistakes that was made. She definitely admitted that they were at fault essentially, and nothing like this will ever happen again. So I want to ask you before we get to the overall situation. Let's say you're the artist, right?
Okay.
Um, Even let's say you win the lawsuit, you get the 10 million. Rihanna's issued the public apology. You're doing all the political stuff, right? You think the Muslims really care about that?
No.
Yeah, like if this was like something that happened in America, Americans we tend to like, even the most offensive person, you could tend to like move on eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think it works like that over there.
Nah.
So how would you feel? First and foremost, 10 million might not be enough to me, considering like these people normally do what they say they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally taking over like, you know, embassies and governments and stuff over on that side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No fucks given over there, man.
Yeah. So how would you, if you're that artist, what would be good enough for Rihanna to do?
I have no idea what would be good enough, but I definitely at this point I guess I gotta take the money and try to use that to relocate or
Yeah,
something.
get
You
over
know, so
here.
get some protection or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that that's that's crazy. Um, yeah, I don't really think you just. I don't even think the money could come fast enough.
Yeah.
Like we as in America, we have so many like resources and tools to go into hiding and things of that nature. Where it's like over there, it's not really the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially if you're a celebrity, you never know. Your own security could be plotting against you. Of course, she did everything right on her side, issuing the apology. She's probably going to give up the money anyway, regardless of like what these courts is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, you just pray that the artist will eventually recover. Like you said, you definitely have to relocate. I feel like. Um, I know that it's not. I can't remember what the area was. I know it's not Afghanistan, but you just hope it's not like in that area because we're seeing like what's going on over there right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got the people are being, well, women are being heavily oppressed right now, kidnapped, captured, beat on. They're overtaking the government. Um, it's to the point where people are so desperate to leave or they're feeling so hopeless that I know you've seen these clips of like planes taking off and people just like falling from the planes because they try to hold on to the wings and the wheels as long as they could.
I didn't see the video, but I seen a picture of like the super pack planes, and I think I read an article and it was saying that's what they were doing or whatever. Like they was trying to leave by any means necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's crazy, bro. Like that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, like definitely feel sorry. There's just there's so many like it's so many like different types of videos. I seen this video and this is by accident because I really don't like watching shit like this.
Right.
This is a video where it's like the plane is taking off. I guess there's a whole process in order to get a plane off the ground and smoothly into the air. Where the plane's taking off too fast, and then it gets up in the air and it catches on fire.
Ooh.
Yep, and about 5 seconds later, it goes from flying smoothly, even though it's on fire, to just dropping out of the sky. And then, although you can't see it hit the ground or nothing like that, because I guess how high up the person who was recording was, all you see is like the big ball of black smoke and a big humongous fire, and then boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's definitely unfortunate what's going on in the world. Um, Without getting too deep into politics and stuff like that, um, it's only going to be but so long before other places follow suit. In my opinion, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like this was always going to happen, but the pandemic probably forced people to realize what's really going on with no excuses, no distractions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Niggas had to sit down.
Yeah, you sit down and everything is closed and you can't go out and have fun, so you forced to like sit here and watch people get murdered by cops. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you're forced to watch like these radical groups in other countries trying to fight for their rights and stuff like that. And it's just, I think a lot of people just understand like at the end of the day, what it's going to take. So I think dark times are ahead of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, so we covered the death, and we covered the near death. So I guess we can just keep going down the line of these crazy, offensive, actions, and it brings us to rape. You know what I'm saying? Which is the next tier down in my all of it's the same tier technically, but Nicki Minaj and her husband are being sued by her husband's alleged rape victim from the 90s for intimidation, extortion, or blackmail, something like that, where she's basically saying that Nicki Minaj harassment, my bad, harassment. She's basically saying Nicki Minaj has been trying to bully her into changing her story about her husband raping her. Um, I don't know if money is involved. I don't know like what the circumstances and super details are. I guess until we get like some official wording from like a court document or something. But it's looking like they might could get in some trouble for this one. What you think about this?
Yeah, man, this is nasty. If every the allegations are true, like that's just
Mm-hmm.
nasty. Like you already, I just didn't really care for the pairing. Like I guess people deserve a second chance or whatever, but you align yourself with this guy, and then now you're, you know what I'm saying,
And
bullying the witness. I mean the victim, and it's just super nasty, and it's like sucks. I'm a huge Nicki fan. I would hate for this to be true, but like I probably couldn't really fade her no more if this, you know what I'm saying, this shit is true. This is nasty and shit. Like, huh.
very, very, very true. And what we normally see is like, like you said, everybody deserves a second chance. You're supposed to get with the person and they change you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not you get with a person and you change them.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would hope this isn't true. We'll have to see how things play out. Two things to look for in these type of situations. Anytime it's well, obviously a person is going to be guilty. That's the one, the dead giveaway, and then a settlement out of court. That normally indicates that said party was guilty, but just came to an agreement to just pay them this type of money to not officially be charged with this. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
So we'll have to see how things play out. This is like a big problem because it's like this is one of the reasons why a lot of rape victims don't like to speak up because of stuff like this.
Yeah. Like people don't believe them. Then you got to deal with getting bullied. And then she could be weaponizing her fans and all that. And you got to deal with that shit. I mean, I know some people that social media shit get to them and shit like that. So you just get bullied by millions of people and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
already tough to tell your story. Then you got a whole bunch of motherfuckers just don't believe you and shit. Who don't even know the facts of the story. But we just Nicki Minaj fans, so bitch you lying. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And like you said, man, this would pretty much cancel Nicki Minaj for me if this is true.
Yeah.
Um, as much as we love her, as much as we love looking at her, but it's like some things you can't come back from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Some shit, like you said, some shit. It's like same thing with the R. Kelly shit. It wasn't hard for me. I wasn't the biggest R. Kelly fan, but it's like shit like that. Okay, bro, you want that? I'm good, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Speaking of R. Kelly, his trial is officially underway. I think that started on Monday, this past Monday. No, no new details or nothing like that, but just something to throw out there since you brought him up. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
seen they using his merge with Aaliyah in that in the court case.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
It's
they
like,
probably trying to pin his ass.
yeah. Um, yeah. That'll be something to keep an eye on. I think he's like done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah. Like when celebrities normally like beat cases, it's normally like little stuff that happens that indicates that this nigga might beat a case and shit. Like look at Tory Lanez. You know what I'm saying? Now we say all the time, like, if he really shot Meg, he wouldn't have been free this whole time like this.
Yeah, that's like me just trying to be objective and thinking. Like I said, I don't try to just move and just, oh, he did it because Meg said it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Initially, okay, I'm thinking that, but it's like, and then like you said, over time, this long time, it's like, okay, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Because it made
Mm-hmm.
it sound like it was an open shut case.
Right, exactly. And then you grow up in certain areas, and it's like, okay, well, my man shot somebody, and he didn't get to walk around like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And like, like he didn't get to walk around like this. It's still going to work and still doing this and that. So, um, still waiting on the verdict for that case. Yeah, this would put Nicki Minaj now. It'll be interesting to see because what do you think about how the cancel culture handles this?
hmm. I mean, I think they'll try to do their thing, but it's just going to be just how much people just love Nicki. You know what I'm saying? Like some people can beat it or withstand it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just depends on the fans still gonna support her. Are like artists and everything still gonna work with them? Probably so, but like these artists don't really have too much morals and stuff like that. Like if you can do a hit, you know what I'm saying? They might say something eventually, but then they back on doing what the fuck they do. But like I said,
Mm,
it's something to keep your eye on.
hmm And yeah, definitely gotta keep an eye on that. So tidbit, this not a topic, but just throwing this other out here like we did the R. Kelly type of ordeal. So speaking of slowly climbing back, did you hear about the baby being picked up for a concert?
No, I did not.
Yeah. So I read about that the other day too. So apparently a festival, I forgot the name of it, but it was a semi big festival.
Oh, that was gonna be that was the next question that came in my head. Like, how big is this festival?
Yeah, it was a semi big fest. I heard of it beforehand. And it tends to do good. It's not a Coachella or a Rolling Loud, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it ain't that, but yeah, he's been picked up to perform. So your opinion, did you know when a person gets canceled, right? When do we deem him uncanceled? Like, is a certain amount of things he has to do, or is it when his career seems like, all right, it's back normal again? Like, when is a person uncanceled?
I don't know. Like far as like the regular people, I don't know. Like they just like it's the microwave era, so they're you just give them enough time, they gonna forget eventually. As long as you don't keep fucking up in that same amount of time, like long as you take your lickings and you sit the fuck down for a second, you'll be all right. You can bounce back and in due time. You know what I'm saying? But like for
Mm.
me, I just be jolly for the most part. I kind of just good on the person.
Right, right, right. That makes sense. I can figure that. Wasn't the biggest the baby fan anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I was growing to like him, but like I said,
Yeah. Um.
oh,
Yeah.
question: are you canceling him? Is he
I never held them. I never held them to that kind of standard anyway, though.
okay?
I can give you about 3 songs from the baby that I probably like. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's not like he's just like in heavy rotation. So to me, I feel like it wouldn't count. You know what I mean?
Okay. So the same thing
Um,
with like with me and R. Kelly. Like, I wasn't listening to R. Kelly and shit.
right. Yeah. Um, see, even with R. Kelly, it's like I tried to cancel him, but it's just like certain songs. Even if it's not his song, it's certain songs he on that just like I listen to a lot and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So, Nicki Minaj would be the same way. Like I would try to fake cancel her, but I already told you off air. Like I stared the bitch picture too long. I ain't even mad no more for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I think I probably could do it because like if I did it for Kanye, I think I could do it probably because Kanye was like one of my favorite artists like coming up. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And if I just like completely cold turkey just stop listening to Kanye, so I think I can. Even though like I love Nicki, I think she's probably the best female rapper. Like just in totality, if you
mm-hmm.
embody everything, I think she got it. You know what I'm saying? Longevity, hits, all that. You know what I'm saying? Ability.
Mm-hmm. First ballot Hall of Fame for sure.
100%.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess nigga, one thing about these celebrity cases, these things last, man. You know what I'm saying? So we'll next summer maybe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what's going on. So speaking of celebs, had a very popular Kevin Hart Don Cheadle exchange. And Kevin Hart's hosting this show. What do you say it's called? Heart to Heart.
Yes, heart to heart.
Special guest Don Cheadle, who is on a roll right now as far as like movies and content rolling out. And there's a viral exchange in which Don Cheadle is mentioning some general information and just so happens to says that he's 56 years old. Kevin Hart responds, God damn, well, he not God, but damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Don Cheadle's giving the look, and then they have a hilarious back and forth. And it was so good that people thought this was actually not scripted and this is real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One, how do you feel about people thinking this is real? And
It,
two, how hilarious was this?
no, this was super hilarious on both fronts. like I don't know, like I said, like I'm super into comedy, so like stuff like that I just like love, and like Kevin Hart is one of my favorites, so I know his mannerisms and stuff like that. I know when he's serious, so maybe that's why I can clearly see through this. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
just can't believe people actually thought this was real, but that goes to show you and tell you like people like comprehension skills and stuff like that. People who just inability to just like really break down and dissect something. Like, there's no way he was real. That shit was
Right.
real, bro. Like that shit was like fucking hilarious, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I credit their acting. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Um, like you said, you really have to know Kevin's mannerisms and his personality to really like dissect. And I feel like the same could be said about Don Cheadle,
One
which is
hundred
why
percent.
which is why I feel like this really came off as serious because a lot of people don't know Don Cheadle for real.
Uh-huh.
Like you've seen him around in shows and movies, but as far as like personality wise, a lot of people haven't seen him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, definitely super hilarious, bro. Like I'm a Kevin Hart fan, not a huge one, but I'm a Kevin Hart fan. I like his natural material. I like stuff like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We was joking the other day about the whole him and Regina Hall or Jones.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So, um, man, hopefully, I know it's been rumors. I think you even said it before, but hopefully they bring back that Real Husbands of Hollywood, John. That shit was hilarious too, and
Uh-huh.
I could just only imagine, like all these years later, how funny that shit would be. They could bring back the same exact cast, and I feel like that shit would be like hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So shout out to Kevin and Don Cheadle. From one interview to another interview. Now we get into the sports world. Did you see the Kevin Durant and Draymond Green interview, which I think debuted on, I think that was Kevin's platform,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. Might have been Kevin's platform. Um, highlights. Well, the whole interview is technically a highlight, so I encourage y'all to go watch the whole thing. But highlights that's buzzing going around is that when it came to the breakup of the Warriors, they both blame upper management, coaching, GM, ownership for the breakup of the Warriors and not the actual incident that happened between them. Um, what do you feel about that? And then what else did you like from the interview?
I like the whole interview, man. It was like just great to see Draymond in that spot. Like we all seen him fill in on TNT from time to time, and he definitely has a spot after basketball with media, whether it be his own content, because this is his show, right? It's like Chips or something like that called or something like that.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so he has his own show. Then, like I said, filling in for Chuck and Charles or whoever it may
Mm-hmm.
be. He has a knack for it, man. He's good. It was a great interview, great sit down. And how I feel about that, it's like I want to believe them. It's their situation. They were there, but it just I don't know. I just don't buy it as much as like, man, y'all. At the end of the day, it's y'all grown man. It's y'all situation, and there might be some other stuff that we aren't privy to, like how me and you talk behind the scenes. Is like them treating Kevin Durant the way they did probably played
Yeah.
like a bigger role than just the organization handling of this one spat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They I
Right.
don't know. It's like obviously like they referenced the Last Dance. Oh, when Scotty did it, the people came up to him and the players said something to Scotty, let us down. But Dre, you know what I'm saying, him being a polarizing figure, I don't know if Scotty came off as that in the locker room or to the other Bulls. I don't know. People probably came up to him and he was acting like super standoffish. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? They was trying to get him to apologize to Kevin. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So they tried to like mend the shit and then, you know what I'm saying? Two big egos. Like Draymond just won 2 rings. Kevin Durant MVPs. Like, nigga, you called me to come here. So it was probably like a standoff thing where maybe they just had two egos, and that's why it probably spanned over too long. The
Right.
situation went too long, and they just came to a head on the court that day when Kevin asked the nigga for the ball or whatever.
Yeah. Which, by the way, without trying not to choose sides, Draymond Green, I think, is completely wrong in this situation.
I agree.
Before we even get to the interview, before we even get to him calling KD a bitch, bro, pass him the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like,
looking like a park random, man.
right, right. Like, you do realize that odds are that's just why he left OKC. Because the nigga with the ball wouldn't pass him the ball when the nigga got it going the most. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, you won 2 championships, but bro, you're not putting in that kind of work.
Right.
Like, Steph and Clay and Iggy, like, don't get me wrong, you're a piece of the puzzle, yeah, but bro, you're not. If I ask for the ball, Slim, I should, by the time I blink, the ball should be in my hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, then, to call a nigga a bitch,
that's fighting words.
He has a history of this. He called LeBron a bitch. We've seen how that turned out. And then, yeah, like you said, you pretty much would have to throw hands at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't buy like the whole management thing. Now, what you said about the making fun of him at the parades and all that shit, yeah, absolutely. But as far as like diffusing the situation, bro, y'all niggas is grown.
Right. Like, y'all grown, man.
Right. Like, first of all.
And y'all equals.
Right.
So it ain't I can see like if you want the organization, like even what like you know what I'm saying, if Kerr did the shit, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But our niggas is both players, bro. Like,
yeah, like bro, talk that shit out. Like y'all said y'all did. Eventually, you know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all did is what y'all should have been did.
yeah, right.
Like, and then like from his perspective, it's like, yeah, they're going to treat Draymond better because he was there first.
Right.
Like he's there, like that's when that parade shit come into play. He's an original. You're not an original. You're like a higher hitman. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's so many things to dissect because I also felt like KD was gone either way.
Yeah, and that was the whole. That's why the whole spat was there. That build up tension because niggas knew KD had one foot out the door. So that's why Draymond was angry and called nigga a B. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. So it's like it ain't it ain't like I don't. It just felt like they just trying to give shit storylines.
Yeah. And how wild is that for Draymond to be on the team and throw the team under the bus like that?
Well, you know what? Because it has to be a culture where the ownership just takes whatever. Because if you remember the when KD left and signed with Brooklyn, Iggy was doing the same exact thing. He was critiquing like the organization, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And how they handle like a lot of the situations. How he was saying that it's no way in the world we flew to the Hamptons to get this guy. Now y'all don't want to go meet him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even though he ended up getting traded and shit a week or two later, but like it must be a culture where you just allowed to speak your mind no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Because the players doing it, ownership does it. Like the only person you see like not acting up as far as like from a verbal standpoint is Steph Curry.
Yeah, he just the clean cut golden boy.
Yeah, like, and then that's another thing you got to look at. We got to look at too. Like they bringing up the Bulls. Like the Bulls had a bunch of dogs on the team.
Yeah.
So even if Scotty wilded out, other niggas is gonna be like, yeah, bro, you fucked up, bro. Bro, you expect Steph Curry to say some shit like that?
Right. Clay.
Yeah, but these niggas don't care. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, one, they probably feel like they can win without you anyway, which I felt like, well, they lost that finals. That's the time they lost to Toronto. But I felt like if Clay was healthy,
They could have won that, yeah.
because they was winning it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like without KD, they were still like putting the clamps on Toronto. Then when Clay tore his shit, that's when shit went downhill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, which technically, I felt like as long as they didn't run into LeBron, they was gonna be good regardless. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Which is why they brought KD in. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, a lot to take away from that interview. But again, we done talked about this on a couple times on the podcast. I done talked about this a few times on the other podcast. We done talked about this in person. The accountability, man. What? Where is it in 2021?
Non-existent, man.
I
It's like funny because I caught it too. Like speaking on accountability, I was
mm-hmm.
watching Undisputed, and they
Okay.
caught it too, and I caught it when he said it too. Because like when he was talking about the whole situation, man, he was like, "Y'all gonna mess this up." Because it's only one. He said, "It's only one person who can fix this," and then he said, "Me and KD." Nigga, it's you.
All right.
You're the person who has to fix this.
All right.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah. So, man, at the end of the day, Draymond wild, man.
Yeah.
I blame him for all this shit. It's his fault.
Uh-huh.
Gotta get that ego and pride under control, man.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna be interested to see. I don't think that there's gonna be backlash from the team, and they're probably gonna put him to the side, talk to him. Just the beauty of this dropping like in the off season versus like mid season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there ain't it's probably not gonna be no Warrior press conferences for another month or two.
Right. Yeah. No reason to. You're
Yeah,
chilling.
yeah.
This will go
So
away. Like in this microwave area, this will go away just like that.
yeah. So by the time training camp starts up in about 3 weeks, I think the real training camp for like the real teams starts up in about 3 weeks. But NBA is so different from the NFL, so the media, there's no obligation to talk to the media during training camp. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people don't even know niggas be going to training camp this early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, water under a bridge. We get a healthy Klay Thompson back. That's going to be the headlines coming out of Golden State.
Yeah. I hope he'll be come back, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be good, man. He's I miss him, man. That's
Yeah.
like
Mr. Warrior.
one of my favorite players, man. So speaking of the Warriors and Brooklyn, because that's what KD is for that matter, we can get into the NBA released its Christmas Day schedule. This is the most vaunted day in the whole NBA season, I feel like, besides All-Star, the All-Star game day or whatever. But other than that, Christmas Day. And 5 games, all playoff teams except for the Warriors, but you'll figure if they're healthy, then this is their shoe-in playoff team. Steph Curry took niggas to the brink by his damn self and was a blind LeBron James 3 away from going to the playoffs.
Blind 3 is crazy.
Yeah, quote the king himself. I couldn't see
three baskets.
3 baskets, just shot for the middle. The King James, man. We're gonna get into like some of his other stuff a little bit later too, but well, he's just full of. Can you even call it antics at this point?
Nah, it ain't antics.
The king is enjoying life right now, man.
Yeah.
So we can get to these Christmas Day games. The first game that kicks off Christmas, 12 p.m. on ESPN, is the Atlanta Hawks returning to Madison Square Garden to take on the New York Knicks in what
Yes,
suddenly
sir.
become uh, a rivalry, just like that.
I like it. Bring them back, man. Need more rivalries in the NBA and sports in general.
hmm Um, last time we seen Atlanta in New York at Madison Square Garden, Trey Young was blowing a kiss to the crowd, waving goodnight, taking a bow because he says that that's what they do when he goes to shows in New York.
Yes,
They,
sir.
they take bows. Of course, the Knicks have. I guess I bring this up. The Knicks have a couple of extra additions this year coming into this year. They signed Kemba Walker, starting point guard. They signed Evan Fournier, who's going to be the starting shooting guard, to go along with R.J. Bird, Julius Randle, and the returning Mitchell Robinson, who was hurt last year. That's the projected starting five for the Knicks. And then, of course, we should have the normal starting five, which was hampered due to injuries for the Hawks last year, which is, I should be letting you do this. Trey Young, is it Herter?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the three?
Hunter.
Hunter at the three, Collins 4, Capella 5.
Yes, sir.
I'm not too sure about the free agency. And nobody Gallinari and nobody left, did they?
Nah, we ain't lose nobody of importance.
Right. So this is lining up to be a crazy bench because you have Lou Will, OG Lou,
Lemon Pepper Lou,
Bogey, which is a player that I'm super fond of, Gallinari, and am I missing anybody else that's of importance?
you know what I'm saying? We got the young guns coming in.
Yeah, we already had 9 players, so you know that this is impressive as it is. You know
We
what I'm
got
saying?
Cooper, the young bull Cooper. It's gonna be a nice addition. Hopefully we can use him in the role like how they use Maxie's, the Sixers and stuff. Let him come in.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? We need a bucket, man.
Yeah. As you can see, I didn't mention my boy because I'm still holding out hope that he might,
I thought you missed him, but I didn't want to say that on the podcast. Cam Reddish, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Did he miss Cam?
He might not be there by Christmas, so I ain't gonna say my boy.
Hey, we not trading Cam Reddish, cause
Cam Reddish he's a button star, man.
And I was just thinking maybe he'd get up in that star lineup when it all settles down. Open the night.
Yeah, and if not by opening night, some point during the season, he's definitely going to be in that star.
Yeah, it'll change him and Hunter. Yeah. Oh yeah, but matter of fact, he's going to start because I think Hunter's hurt. So yeah, so Hunter probably gonna be ready start the season.
Okay, well yeah. So how do you feel about this rivalry? You the Hawks fan, and then Madison Square Garden, Christmas Day.
Yeah, we coming back to our second home. I love it. I live for this stuff. I love this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas gonna forever pay for spitting on my man Trey. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna have to dog these niggas on Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can get to see the main event early. I had called the commission like, put the main event on early. You know what I'm saying? So back can go have the Christmas dinner. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the gifts and all that. This is our gift. You know what I'm saying, to the world, man.
I don't know if I would call it the main event, but
I mean, I'm telling you it is. You ain't gotta call it that. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like the matinee. You know what I'm saying? But okay, that's the oh damn, basketball do come on today. That's that time game. You know what I'm saying? You just be flicking through the channels like, oh yeah, niggas is playing today. That's right. But nah, definitely there isn't a bad game on this Christmas Day. This year, I'm surprised. There's usually like one jump where you just like, I ain't gotta watch that though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hopefully it stays like this, barring injuries and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that can fuck up the plans too, and make it be a must-see game to like, I can skip that. You know what I'm saying? This is a game, okay, at this time slot, I can travel to the other house, you know what I'm saying? So I get my next plate, pick up my gifts and all that. Real easy with an injury.
That's correct. So barring injury, we should have like a crazy slate of games. So from the East to the Midwest, this starts a triple header that's going to be on ABC. First game's on ESPN, the last game's on ESPN, but in between, we got a triple header on ABC, which sees the Boston Celtics travel to Milwaukee to face the defending champion Bucks. We got Giannis, Giannis versus Tatum, man. Chris Middleton versus Jaylen Brown, man, you know, Marcus Smart versus
I ain't like that, man. Come on, man. I just paid him. Put some respect on my man's name, man.
Yeah, Marcus Smart, you know, by Drew Holiday. Well, actually, yeah, Marcus Smart. I'm about to say who else could be in the big three, but yeah, it gotta be Marcus Smart now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
My man, I seen like my man gonna have a bigger role this year and all that, man. Like, you
and that is correct because I recently read. I don't know how old this article was, but it's sometime this week. I recently read that with the signing of his extension, Marcus Smart is now officially the starting point guard for the Boston Celtics.
That makes a noise. That makes a noise, man.
I'm wow, this is going to be an experiment here, you know. But nah, this is going to be a great game. I feel like if both teams are healthy, I feel like it's going to be a classic. We always have classics with like in these big time games. We tend to have classics, whether we win them or not. I don't know. That remains to be seen. I don't know if you remember, but when we played the Bucks last year, it came down to Jason Tatum hitting that 3 over Giannis. And you know, I'm just looking forward to this. The Dead District, the Rockets environment. I'm looking forward to that on Christmas Day and spoiling that. Hopefully, you know what I mean.
Yes, sir.
So green versus green. You know, can't wait to see this, man. Hopefully, I ain't gonna say no big moves will be made by then, but this should be around the time where we could see teams not really doing too good, maybe starting to want to trade players. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Got to gear up for that second half, that run. You know what I'm saying? Maybe try to secure a championship.
So we'll see what any of these teams, what kind of moves they making. So next up, after that, continuing on ABC, we have the Golden State Warriors traveling to the desert to play the Western Conference Finals champions, Phoenix Suns. Healthy versus healthy, we're going to see Steph Curry versus Chris Paul, Klay Thompson versus Devin Booker, and Draymond Green versus DeAndre Ayton. How do you feel about this game?
Man, it's gonna be a must see, man. Some teams that can shoot the ball, barring healthy and stuff like that, man. I can't wait to see it. Like you said, them Chris Paul versus Steph moments are like classics. How many moments have we seen, you know what I'm saying, where Curry made him fall, even though they allegedly say he stepped on his foot? Hey, you know what I'm saying?
I done seen plenty of niggas step on niggas' feet in the league and they didn't fall. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. And you see Chris Paul get a little bit of get back and drain the 3-0 and then talking to him all the way down the court. You know, it's just classic moments, man. Like, I can't wait to see it, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward. In general, like we said earlier about Klay Thompson, I'm looking forward to the return of the Splash Brothers, man.
Yeah.
This should be a high scoring, high energy shootout. And that's what I feel like. I feel like a lot of these games have the potential to be that, actually. I feel like I'm just not a believer in the Knicks. I'm sorry. But I feel like the Atlanta and New York game, that'll be the one that'll probably be like, and this is Christmas is literally like 3-4 months away, by the way, y'all. So,
Right.
I don't know if Atlanta's going to have a vaunted defense like I think they are, but I'm just saying, I just feel like that might be the one game. And our game against Milwaukee, too, could be a defensive game, technically. But I feel like for the most part, these would be high scoring games. I think y'all will score high. I'm not believing this Nick thing yet, but
Knicks tape.
not the Knicks tape. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Which brings us to the box office game of the day. Not the final game of the night, but the box office. This is the one making the headlines. This is the one where I'm pretty much sure is already sold out. This is the one where they're breaking the formula that they normally do on Christmas. It's very rare that we see these East Coast, West Coast games on Christmas, but we got one. Brooklyn Nets taking a Christmas trip to Hollywood for a date with the Lakers. If everybody's healthy, this is going to be, you can't even say stars versus stars. This is like universe versus universe.
Yeah, like this is what we want to see at the end of the end of the year, right?
Well,
at the
not
end of the season.
well, not me, but I'd rather see LA versus Boston. You know what I'm saying? I stay healthy.
Of course, you want to see your team there, but you know what I'm saying. You want to see these marquee dream matchups.
Yeah, I mean, kinda, but we'll see. We'll see. I think Boston got a lot to say about that. I think Giannis got a lot to say about that. Maybe the Hawks, now that I ran down a little bench and all that, it's like a.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man.
Yeah, like a little interesting team. Then we also have to remain. It has to remain to be seen what happens with Ben Simmons and what they do in Philly. Because if they come back as that same team, I'm not scared of them at all.
Yeah.
They're
making it all. They might win a round or two, but
I'm gonna fear them. But yeah, we have Westbrook and LeBron, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony versus Kyrie Irving and James Harden and Kevin Durant. And before I get your opinion on this game, I just want to ask, did you see the Bleacher Report header on Twitter a few days ago for this game?
I didn't. What they say?
You know how they do the pictures of the stars when they're promoting the game?
Mm-hmm.
And in the uncanny picture, it was Brooklyn versus the Lakers, but the players that they use in each picture was acting up, to say the least. So obviously Brooklyn had the big three with the surprise addition of Patty Mills in front.
Okay.
And they gave the Lakers of the big three, but Westbrook nowhere to be found in this picture. But LeBron, AD, and Carmelo Anthony with the three being promoted. Yes, sir. Interesting. One,
very interesting.
how is Westbrook not on there? And two, how was Patty Mills on there?
Right. So they gave the Nets 4 and then the Lakers only 3?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So what do you feel about this game? This is if this was like battle rap, this would be like the main event.
Yeah, man, I'm super, super excited to see this, and I just hope it lives up to expectations. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think like if this don't live up to expectations, I probably just throttle myself down and not really be excited for nothing.
Right.
Like I said, this is like one of the matchups you want to see. Hopefully everybody's healthy. Hopefully no one is load managing and all that crazy stuff.
Not on Christmas, please, y'all. Not on Christmas, y'all. Please.
I hope they just come out and just give us a show. Like you said, this is a game of so many stars and ball players, man. So it should be some good basketball, man. This, you know what I'm saying? This should be a spectacle.
Yes, complete spectacle. And I'm thinking from these past playoffs, what I'm seeing is that every team, I know the Lakers is going to be like, it's going to be times 3. But every team has a lot of stars that show up to their games.
Yeah,
Like
this is gonna be crazy.
celebrity wise, yeah.
Yeah,
But like I said, this one is going to be times 3, times 5 because it's going to be people flying from Brooklyn. It's going to be people from the West Coast at this game. um, this is going to be. This should be the last game of the night, technically.
yeah,
But because the league so smartly desires the money, they cater to the West Coast for the finale of the Christmas Day game slate, in which we'll see Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks travel to the number one. Utah was the number 1 seed to take on the Utah Jazz, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert for the nightcap. How do you feel about this game?
definitely should be a good game. Not your sexy pick, but if you follow the sport like the sport, man, this is gonna be a great game, man. Still not like the Lakers in Brooklyn, but there's a lot of stars and ball players in this game. It should be some good basketball. I'm gonna watch all these games. I can't wait to see it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And definitely look forward to this Christmas Day slate. So we just talked about a bunch of these stars. I was going to wait till I do it, but since we done basically talked about pretty much all the stars on this list, we can get into the Hall of Fame probability list. And then right behind that, we can get into these said stars 2K ratings, in which a couple of these ball players are lashing out at 2K for their ratings.
Same stuff every year. Same thing with Madden too. Like, you know
Facts.
what I'm saying?
Facts. So we had a Hall of Fame probability list released by NBA Central on Twitter, and atop the list for active players, active top tier players, allegedly. And if they were to retire today, what's their probability of making the Hall of Fame? So, tied for first place, the top 3 at 100%, LeBron James, Chris Paul, and Kevin Durant. No argument here. These guys are Hall of Famers. The problem comes in is though I feel like even though that top 3 is 100%, I feel like these next 3 should be 100% as well. Even though technically they pretty much are, but the next 3 would be James Harden, Steph Curry, and Russell Westbrook, all at 99.73%. Like, well, they kind of feel like that's kind of petty, right?
Yeah, it's super petty. You know what I'm saying? Like, Steph should be in a 100% lock. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, he is.
3 rings, unanimous MVP, 2 MVPs, right? I think got a scoring title.
Back to back, yeah, scoring title.
What?
Steph is so smooth that while he's on this rock star, because what you call it earlier, spectacle for the game. What the last few weeks of the regular season for Steph Curry was a spectacle. Every time I think of like when you say scoring title and Steph Curry, all I can think about is Ken Bazemore saying that, yeah, Steph Curry got other players out here pulling hamstrings trying to keep up with him. Shout out to Bradley Beal because I love Brad and he's gonna be a Celtic, in the near future. But man, that's hilarious, man. So every time somebody say Steph Curry and scoring title, that's the first thing I always think of is that. Got niggas pulling hamstrings trying to keep up with him. That's crazy. But yeah, I feel like what more could he do?
In the eyes of like the public and the people who don't really care for him too much.
Yeah. What more can
finals,
he do?
Finals MVP.
Is that? But
that's
is that
what they say? I don't believe that, but that's like the one critique. You know what I'm saying? Speaking to like your average fan or whatever who is on the other side of the Curry.
But what
know what I'm saying? Fandom.
Okay, so I know. So me and you are on the same page. I know,
right?
But let you speak for the basic fan right now.
Yeah, wait, I'll play devil advocate.
What's the how is Chris Paul 100%, but Steph Curry isn't? And Chris Paul doesn't have none of the accolades that you just named.
See, I can't speak for that. I can't even like pretend to because I would definitely swap them. I'm not even mad at Chris Paul getting into the Hall of Fame,
Yeah, he's a Hall of
but
Famer, yeah.
you can't say he's 100% locked and Steph Curry is.
Not
Right.
like he, yeah. I just back to back MVPs versus
Chris Paul
no,
got any MVPs?
no,
He got any rings?
no, no scoring titles. He might now. He might. I would have to do homework on assist titles. He might have a few of those, and I know he's pretty high up there in all time assists. But what I also want people to do is do homework, is because as much as we like to define Steph as just a scorer, he's pretty high up on the all-time assist leaders list as well.
Thank you. And that's like, and that's what I try to talk to one of my friends about.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he's on the other side of that, and he, for whatever reason, not even for whatever reason, it's whenever Curry got that unanimous MVP, like a lot of people had built up a disdain for him. They hated him, and that's what I was trying to tell him because his argument is if Steph Curry isn't making a bucket, he offers nothing. And I'm like, bruh, like he can assist, he can drive to the rack, and he
Mm-hmm.
plays defense. No, he's not the greatest on ball defense of player, but if a player leads the league in steals, what is that?
Right.
That's defense. Like I'm like for you to like to say that, like, bro, you sound like so ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you watching the game? Like, even
Mm-hmm.
if he's not even making a basket, like the attention he still draws is not, oh, Curry off tonight, so we gonna slack back. No, they're gonna still double team him the whole way. Make sure we know where this guy is at all times on the floor. So to say he offers nothing is crazy.
Definitely crazy. um, it's just at this point, it's just like it's just something you have against Curry.
Right. And
Like,
if it is that, say that then.
right. But you know, people, you know,
Yeah.
people are not gonna do that. But yeah, I'm so getting into the next three. These are all 98.50s. Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony. Again, Dwight Howard's a Hall of Famer. Carmelo's a Hall of Famer. Anthony Davis.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be high up on the list
Right,
if he
right.
makes it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
he's
He
not
could
a
give bunked down a few tiers.
he's not a 98. And like that's
Oh yeah, definitely.
like that's pretty much just saying, yeah, you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So after we do that, this is where it starts to be a little drop off. Next on the list is Damien Lilla at 90%. um and then it's like I hate to keep comparing, but how is he so far down, but Anthony Davis is so far up? Maybe it's the championship,
Yeah. I mean, I get that part a
but
little.
but how, like, is the championship the same amount of points for everybody or just for certain people?
I
Because
don't
it's
think there's a
like,
certain amount, but I think it should be if you're an integral part of that ring, like it should separate a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
right, but then when you have to bring up like the CP3s and the, I can't bring up Westbrook because he, even though he don't got championship, he just on some other shit, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
you have to do something like that to like compete with a ring. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but I feel like,
But that's the thing. I wouldn't put CP3 like.
right,
That's the thing.
he's
That's why it's hard to
100%.
argue. Yeah.
He's like 100%. It's like, and he's second on the list. Technically, it's a tie, but he's second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, then after you get past Dame at 84% to 84%, Kyle Lowry and Paul George. Um, how do you like both of these? You think Paul George is a Hall of Famer?
I don't like neither one of these, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they great players or whatever, but like, I don't think they did anything worth Hall of Fame lock. Oh, well, that's not locked, but it's definitely a Hall of Fame. I guess, like you said, that's what we talk about. What you have done to contribute to the ring. Like Kyle Lowry is a great player, but I don't know if you. I guess he did great in the regular season, but when you look at that playoff run, he was like damn near a liability out there, bro. At times,
Right, right,
can't hit
right.
a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Picking up a lot of fouls and not playing great defense. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and like I asked you later. I mean, I asked you earlier, whatever. Like, if Kawhi doesn't do what Kawhi does, do we even have this conversation?
Mm-mm. Nope. I don't. Like I said earlier, I just really think this is more storyline than accolade. Um, I like
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Lowry, but at the end of the day, I just feel like, in my opinion, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, you just gotta be a realist at the end of the day.
Yep. So right under them at 83%, 82% technically, but I'm rounded up because it's a high 82. Kyrie Irving.
See, that's crazy. Like, how is Kyle Lowry ahead of Kyrie? And then it's one name I'm still waiting to hear. I don't think I heard.
Well, I don't think you. It depends on who it is because I don't think you will because there's only three names left or whatever. And I'm assuming like once you get past his last name, everybody else's is just like
I'm gonna wait to at
okay,
the end and see. But yeah, I don't want to think Kyrie should be maybe bumped up a little bit more. Even though like I don't know. It's like I mean not way more, but I think he should be ahead of the Paul Georges and the Kyle Lowrys.
yeah, facts, facts. Speaking of somebody that should be above the Paul Georges and the Kyle Lowrys, is another drop off because this is 82.9. Well, like I said, 83%, all the way down to 76%. Kawhi Leonard. Now at the top of the list, everybody's 199, 98. So you're pretty much a lock at that point. 70s, as you know, is deemed as an average grade. This isn't a lock.
Right.
So you're telling me Paul George is more of a lock to be a Hall of Famer than Kawhi Leonard?
Right. And Kyle Lowry, the person who Kawhi got a ring.
Right. And he's trying to get Paul George. You know what I'm
That's like crazy. It's like I don't know who made this. I don't know.
saying?
He should be definitely up. Maybe if not, I think he's a lock. He should be like in that lock with LeBron and all them.
Mm-hmm.
If not, you want to be nitpick or whatever. Maybe that tier underneath, but no lower than that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So here's one that should be fun comparing. Right under Kawhi, 1% less. Kevin Love. So you're telling me basically is if we compare Kevin Love resume to Kawhi Leonard's resume, it's technically neck and neck, is what you're telling me.
Right. Make it make sense to me, bro.
When Kevin Love first came into the league, those first few years with Minnesota, unbelievable.
Right.
I think he's been gone from Minnesota for about 7 or so years. Maybe this will be the 7th season coming up, probably, I think. And he hasn't been that Kevin Love since. He might still put up numbers. I ain't saying he don't. It's the league. Everybody's gonna put up numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But to tell me that he's neck and neck with Kawhi is just like it's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
So from that percentages to the last name on the list, and this is another slight drop off at 66%. 66% locked to make the Hall of Fame, which means you still got a long way to go, essentially. But let me list a couple of the accolades first. 2-time MVP, MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, same year. Only Jordan has done that, and I think Hakeem Olajuwon, only the other two that's done that. Finals MVP. I want to say a 4, maybe 5-time All-Star. NBA All First Team Defense, yada yada yada. Giannis Antetokounmpo. is only a 66% chance locked to make the Hall of Fame. Now, mind you, every finals game we watched when they played against the Phoenix Suns, he was joining some type of elite company with the performances he was doing. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
How is that not a lock?
I have no idea. He's definitely a lock, bro. And he's definitely a lock. Like I said, same commentary I said for Kawhi would be for him. I'll put him a lock. But if you just want to be objective, maybe a notch lower than no lower than that. Like, come on, man. Like, and the guy still has a lot left in the tank.
He's 25, y'all.
Yeah, it's probably one of if not the youngest guy we done named so far. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now, like y'all niggas is tripping.
Yeah.
Like he can fall off the face of the earth right now and not do nothing else. He's still a lock for the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. And that was supposed to be the point of this whole thing. But yeah, that unbelievable how low they have some of these guys versus how high up they have some of these guys. So did you hear the name you was expecting to hear?
No.
Who was it?
Clay.
Yes, Clay is not on the list.
I'm surprised. Like he should be up there. You know what I'm saying?
It'll be interesting to see like a full list and where they would have Clay and Draymond.
Right.
Because a lot of people think Draymond Green's a lock for the Hall of Fame. I don't know how, but I guess maybe the three defensive player of the years.
Got three of them things.
Yeah. 3 championships, obviously. Floor general, I guess. I don't know. You bring badges into it, I guess. Yeah, other than that, yeah, I don't know. But if they didn't make this list, like I said, Antetokounmpo, he's at the bottom of the list and he's at 66%. So anybody that's not on this list is way lower than that. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah. So from that to the 2K ratings, did you have a chance to see that?
Yeah, I kind of splooged over a little bit of it until I just seen something just like this list right here that just kind of had me disturbed.
Okay, what was that?
Did you see Trae Young's rating?
89, I believe. Let me pull up the picture. Yeah, I would have lost money on that one. That Trae Young and Tatum, because they had made a tweet saying that they was about to release the ratings, and I made a tweet saying, I know Trae Young and them ain't going. I know that because they're young. I know these niggas ain't gonna be the best niggas on the game, but they should be somewhere in the ballpark. Making a guess. And I got the list right here. So Trae Young is an 89. I would have said 92 for Trae Young, at least. Like that's the floor. You know what I'm saying? And I gave Tatum a 93. But according to 2K, Tatum's a 90. Candice Parker has a higher rating than Jason Tatum, which is love Candice. Relax, 2K. Relax.
It's like when you just like compare stuff, like they gave Zach LaVine an 87, so Trae is only 2 points better than Zach LaVine.
Yeah, 1 point better than Chris Middleton. Give people a quick rundown. LeBron, Kevin Durant, Giannis, and Steph Curry all tied for the top ratings of 96, because I feel like all of them should have been 99. We have another tie for the next tier, which was Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, the reigning MVP, and Kawhi Leonard at 95. Two things about this, right? One, I feel like the MVP shouldn't be the 5th best person or 6th best person on the game. I think a lot of the ratings are going based off like there's like legacy added into it
Yeah.
because Steph Curry's a 99, Kevin Durant's a 99, 98. Giannis is definitely up there, 99, 98, 97. LeBron can probably stay like a 96 or 97. Jokic is the MVP, bro. Like he outperformed all of these guys. Essentially, is what the NBA is saying when they give that award out. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So he has to be up there. He don't got to be better than all of them. He has to be kind of up there. I guess he's down one though. So the next tier is Luka Doncic, James Harden, Damien Lilla, all coming in at 94. Um, yeah, no arguments there. Kind of feel like, yeah, I guess no arguments there. I'll take it. Kind of feel like Dame could probably be a little bit lower, but I mean, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next on the list in her own tier is Candice Parker at 93. And then there's Jason Tatum at 90, which I felt like him and Candice should switch, but okay. First of all, why is she even on the list, technically? Like that's crazy in itself. Trae Young, 89, Zion Williamson, 89, Chris Middleton, 88, Drew Holiday, 85, and then LaMelo Ball, 84. Rounds out the top players of their ratings. Multiple people have made videos saying that they felt they should have been high. Jason Tatum, seen his video yesterday. He said he finished he finished the last 2K. He said after the last updates last year, he finished the last 2K with a 91 overall. He said since that update, I've dropped 60 points and I had 2 50-point games in the playoffs. The second 50-point game was against Kevin Durant. He says, how did my overall go down?
Right.
I don't know what Trae Young's overall was, but going into a hostile environment, going into multiple hostile environments, game threes, game fives, game sevens on the road, and outperforming the home team with these bigger superstars who are higher up on this list. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I can think of with these guys is because they're young. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, it's politics.
Yeah, like no way. Like I'm sorry. I hate to keep sounding like I be ragging on them, but I don't. I fuck with them. Like I said earlier, I feel like Dame just has to come down because it's like these guys are just accomplishing more. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Right.
they don't have the litany of talent either, like Portland got. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're still doing like what Portland can't do. Like we seen Trae Young like literally light it up until he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way we'll see Trae not light it up. He's hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like we've seen how many Portland games have we seen where Dame just doesn't light it up in the playoffs alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with Tatum, we had the injuries. Tatum's basically with no Jaylen Brown, no Kemba Walker. That's for people into the salary caps and stuff. That's $80 million on the bench during the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
No excuse. Just trying to get it done, man.
They're trying to get it done, bro. Literally, how? 89 and 90. Like, I just knew. I said, I had a better paycheck. Niggas is going to be 92, 93. Of course, I was going to give my man the extra nod and shit, but you know, that's my own favoritism and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't even mad at it, man.
Right. But I feel like both our stars have gotten done wrong.
Yeah, come on, 89 though. Sheesh.
Mm-hmm. couple of people missing off the list. I'm interested to see. Like, there's no Devin Booker. I don't
Right,
know. I don't know if they're going to just release these in like waves, and then they would just try and do like the super notable names or something. I don't know, but no Devin Booker. There's no Jimmy Butler or no, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah, so maybe they're just dropping these in waves or
I
something.
ain't see no what you just said Westbrook, right?
Who?
Did you say Westbrook?
Nope, no Westbrook. No Kyrie Irving. Um, yeah, no Anthony Davis. So they're probably just doing these in waves. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, they did the KD and they did Harden. Oh yeah. So speaking of Harden, I know we talked about this earlier. About what he said when asked about the additions of the Lakers and the Lakers overall, and didn't give an answer, but gave like a statement basically saying that when we're healthy, nobody can beat us. I'm gonna leave it at that. What do you feel about this quote by Harden?
I love it, man. Love it, man. Putting ultimate confidence in your team. You know what I'm saying? Tripping off what everybody else did in the all season. Man, look, we even though they didn't get it done, he feel like he's still like they think they them guys. Like it
Mm-hmm.
goes through us. Like if we can stay healthy, it's a wrap. It don't even matter what y'all did. And I like it. I think it should be bulletin board material, as we say. You know what I'm saying? So when this matchup do happen, it's much better, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion.
Mm-hmm. And
Because you gonna
LeBron,
want to shut him up. You know what I'm saying? He got
facts.
that shit.
And LeBron already seems hell bent on proving people wrong about the whole they're too old type of thing.
Yep.
So that'll just be added material, like you said, bulletin board material should be good. Um, man, that I hear that even though they got pretty much a full roster, they're still trying to tinker with it.
The Lakers?
Yeah,
Jeez Louise.
yeah. So,
And just a tidbit is like crazy. It's like when you just look at the teammates LeBron has had throughout his whole career, it's crazy.
yeah,
Like, what more could they add to this team? I ain't
right.
saying it's perfect, but it's like,
That's enough, bro.
sheesh, right.
Yeah,
That's the perfect saying. It's enough.
that's enough, bro. Yeah, you got two other All Stars, two other superstars. You got the Brow when healthy is a top power forward in the league.
Correct.
Dwight Howard is a more than solid and serviceable center, especially even at his advanced age.
Russ is one of the
Uh,
top point guards,
Mister
arguably.
Mister Triple Double himself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Hot and energetic. Of course, they got the Wayne Ellingtons of the world and
Malik Monks and
yeah,
all
Malik
that.
Monks. Just they got enough. It's be interesting because I think Brooklyn still has to figure out a way to fill out their roster. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. That's who should be saying this statement.
Hmm. Um, I don't know what the holdup is. I think a lot of people are really going to wait, a little closer to I guess training camp to see what's going on. I know that they definitely got it seems like early on they definitely got a nice little rookie in Cam Thomas.
That nigga's a bucket.
So working out in practice against those three otherworldly offensively talented guards.
Yeah, you just pick up something from like two of the best shooters, two of the best dribblers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully he's like a sponge and takes all that in, get some
Mm-hmm.
game, and sharpen his own.
Yep. And go from there. Brooklyn's added Patty Mills and they re-signed Blake Griffin, but that's about all I had so far on the front. Um, and yeah, we'll just see how that. I know they didn't give us too many release scheduled games for the NBA, but the battle for New York should be pretty cool now. I guess you know what I'm
Yeah, niggas
saying.
getting spicy, huh?
Yeah, Nets versus Knicks. Um, since it seems like we'll be out of commission for the battle of LA's this year because Kawhi is expected to miss the entire season. Yeah, um, yeah, it's crazy, but I guess that's pretty much. Did we cover everything on the sports front?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Um, so I guess we can get into these what the fuck facts before we get up out of here.
All right.
So I had a few Jones, but I'm only gonna do I'm gonna do one. But I ain't know which one to pick, so I like went with a little slight Jones just to go ahead and get it out the way and shit. But this one got to do with like the alphabet, grammar, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we all know how like certain letters got different enunciations and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this what the fuck fact. It's a slight one, but it still was kind of cool to me and shit. Was that the letter C has multiple pronunciations, and all of them are on display by the two words Pacific Ocean. So if you ever wanted to teach anybody like the different ways to use the letter C, like when you say Pacific, the first C has that S sound, and then the second C has the regular C sound, the K sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you say ocean, the C is the SH sound.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So just that fast, you know, there's three letter C's being used three different ways and just saying Pacific Ocean.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Shit that shit we normally, words we be using every day and shit. You be like, damn, I never even noticed that.
Right.
Yeah. What you got?
All right. For my fact, are you familiar with like Ring doorbell?
You mean like ringing the doorbell or that little
That
company?
yeah, the company, like the video doorbells.
Yeah, I've heard of them, but I don't have one or nothing.
All right, so with that comes an app. They kind of alert you to what's going on around you, right? It's
Okay.
like a community, you know what I'm saying? So you keep up. If someone steals packages, you can alert your neighbors. Hey, somebody out here stealing packages. Make sure y'all, know what I'm saying, y'all on your A game.
Okay.
So I say that to say this. It's a tree called the acacia tree in the African savannah
Mm-hmm.
that when a animal eats from this tree, he gives off a toxin to get the animal to stop eating it. It's not too much. It's not poison. It's just toxic enough to discourage the animal from stop eating it. And it also emits a gas to let the other nearby trees to go ahead and start producing this toxin. So if the animal tries to eat it again, it won't suffer as much damage as this tree. I thought that was kind of cool. Nice security defense system and alert system that a tree has to alert nearby trees.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
we got people out here eating. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So you got like gotta test them trees. They're a little bit more alive than they supposed to be. It sounds like.
Yeah, that's crazy. So like it produces the tannin to get them to stop eating it. That's the toxic substance, and it emits this gas to let the nearby trees know, hey man, you need to stop making your tannin. Niggas out here eating the leaves.
Yeah, that's sweet though. That's
Yeah,
yeah. And you say it's where in Africa?
yeah, on the savannah.
Yeah. See, it'd be the shit like that where it's like, man, why we ain't got none of that special shit here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like how sweet would it be to just go somewhere and see some shit like that and up? Look at the trees get well. Hopefully it ain't toxic for us, but you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Man, look at the trees giving off the gas and shit.
No bull, like I don't know, like the leaves curl up or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Something that
Uh
might be
huh.
more visible or whatever that we can know.
Uh huh. Yeah, that's why I had no idea.
Well, I was just googling facts, and it just came across that, and saying I love nature and animals and stuff. Though that was like super interesting. Like, damn, guy, I don't like little security system and shit.
Yeah, that's sweet. It make you wonder what the fuck else, what other different kind of trees it is and shit.
And it's funny because I was trying to in the process of trying to get more information on it, and I stumbled across a video that I didn't quite get to finish that has like more different trees and crazy facts about trees and shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit. They fuck around a faraway land. It be a faraway land. Trees out here walking around or some shit.
No boy, I ain't feeling this jump, just uproot. More sun over here.
Well, yeah, that's definitely fine. So I guess that's it. So this will be another episode of Head for the Hills. And we out.
Bye.